That what I understand, Mr. Svoboda? Do you have any questions you want to ask this officer here?
Would you like me to ask you some questions? Okay.
That's a loaded question right there.
You work for Middleburg?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Hall, does he work for Middleburg?
Yes, he does.
Does Middleburg pay the BEREA court for coming here?
Clearly not.
Get some kind of no. Okay.
No money changes.
But you're all in.
It goes the other way.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We went over clear assured distance, right? And we said that you had radar, but the rules of evidence says you can't use the radar against me. Okay. So.
Well, no, wait a minute. That's not a question. That's a comment.
Okay.
Okay. It's not fair to say things that he's not ready to respond to, and he can't respond to it because the rules of evidence don't have anything that they have used it.
You said that you personally could tell how fast I was going, right?
Was that a question?
Yes, you personally said that you could tell how fast I was going.
No.
You didn't say, Mr. Hall says, you got him on radar? Yes. Can we play that back?
No,
Okay. Then you said...
What did you say, Mr. Meyerholtz, or Officer Meyerholtz?
I observed your vehicle be traveling in excess of the posted speed limit.
Excess of the posted speed limit?
Correct.
And where was those signs posted?
On Webster Road.
Where on Webster Road?
I believe there's one at Sprague and Webster and one at Pearl and Webster.
Are there trees blocking any of those signs?
I don't know.
You don't know. So you don't know if I've seen a sign or not. And you know I didn't hit anything or do any damage.
I don't know that.
Okay, so you don't know if I've seen a sign, you don't know if I did any damage. And you were parked on the opposite side of the road.
Correct.
Facing the way I was traveling.
Correct.
And so where was your radar? Pointing forward or backwards?
Backwards.
You have radar pointing backwards. Okay, now, can you describe that stretch of the road?
Yes.
Please do.
It's a two-lane highway, a two-lane roadway.
Was it up and around, or down and in, or was it straight and flat? What?
A combination of straight and flat and up into a curve.
Up into a curve. So you were parked on the far side of the road, coming the same way I am, and there was a curved road here. That's my statement. Where you had to pull out and put the public at risk. Because you were in a position...
Sustained. Let's talk about what Officer Meyerholtz did.
Okay. So, then you pulled out, right?
Correct.
Did you pull out immediately, really fast, or real slow, or how did you pull out?
I don't recall how I pulled out.
Okay, but you know there was a hill and a turn there.
Correct.
Did you have your sirens on?
No.
Did you have your lights on?
No.
Okay, so if I did that, you would have pulled me over and said, well, you were...
I'm objecting. This is
sustained.
testimony again.
We don't care if,
All
I'm not here to determine whether Officer Meyerholtz did anything wrong or not. Okay, the fact is, you were charged with a speeding ticket, and that's what we're here to discuss.
So then, what you're saying is I would have to bring a counter complaint against him?
Actually, it would be the prosecutor that would have to do that on a complaint that you would file with the prosecutor.
And you're the prosecutor, which are you not?
This is not a cross.
And this is not the venue. You would put it in writing.
I'm not a lawyer.
You would put it in writing.
I've been told you're supposed to be asking questions,
Okay.
not making statements.
Okay. Okay. So you pulled out. Did you see any cars coming on the turn that you had to swerve or move out of the way?
Not that I recall.
Did you see any cars behind you?
Not that I recall.
Did you see any, so you didn't see any cars behind you, you didn't see any cars before you, just my car, my truck, right?
Correct.
So if there's a clear, sure distance,
Well, let's
You said,
clarify, Mr.
I guess
Svoboda.
there's gonna be a good distance to stop there,
Mr.
isn't there?
Svoboda,
Yes.
let's talk about that. You did not cite Mr. Svoboda for failing to maintain a shirt clear distance.
No, you're not, Your Honor.
So anything as to a shirt clear distance is irrelevant.
Well, he cited me for 45, 21, he never put no answer on that, no specification.
Mr. Svoboda,
The ticket's
Mr.
right.
Svoboda,
Yes, sir.
time out.
Yes, sir.
The charge against you is going 42 in a 25, speeding. There's a separate ordinance section that says you can't do that.
Oh,
And that's what he cited you for.
as I understand it, and, that the law is written and then stipulations are under it. So are you going
You're
on-
wrong. Okay, you're wrong. The law says thou shalt not go more than the speed limit designated on the particular roadway. That's
Thou?
all the law says.
Thou.
Well,
God.
I put that inflection in just for
Thank you.
some fun today.
Or to
But
recognize
it says
my...
citizens or drivers shall not go beyond that speed limit. And he's saying you did, and you were going actually 42 miles an hour based on the radar.
Oh, now
So
we're
that's
using-
what you're being cited.
Are we using the radar again?
The radar was involved, yeah.
Okay, and, can that
Well,
radar...
no,
under
ask Meyerhold's question. if you
Okay,
want.
under rules of evidence, can the radar be used?
It's not a proper question to this witness about court procedure.
Right,
Okay,
sustained.
okay.
So
Then I
your
would
question
ask-
to him would be, Officer Meyerholtz, did you use the radar? What did the radar show? Did you operate the radar properly? Blah, blah, blah.
When I asked those questions, the BEREA court, have the copy of it here, they never answered.
Right.
So I have no
Here he is.
defense against,
Here he is right here. Ask
the
him the question.
improper, well,
Ask him the questions.
my paperwork's right on it, and it's supposed to...
Why are you afraid to ask him a question?
I'm
Ask him
not
a
afraid
question
to
right
ask him a
here.
question.
And then if I feel, as the judge, if I feel that you were not given a proper opportunity to defend those issues, then I would,
Yes.
give you more time or,
Well,
find you not guilty, whatever.
the situation is, as I asked, the court speaks on a journal, nothing is on the journal from any of the courts, and I want it on the journal, and I know I didn't violate any laws, because I don't violate laws, I do what my Creator tells me to do, and that's where that lies. Have you ever cited anybody for a stop sign violation?
Yes.
Okay, tell me, when did that coin stop?
Objection, irrelevant.
Sustained. He
I
doesn't have to answer that question because that's an irrelevant question.
do you know what a stop is?
And again, this whole line of questioning is irrelevant, Mr. Svoboda. What's that have to do with whether you were speeding or not?
Because if he cannot observe me speeding when I was not
Ask
speeding.
him that, I mean,
He's made his statement
well,
that I was
okay.
speeding. He has no evidence that I was speeding. I say that I wasn't speeding, he says I was speeding.
Right.
So,
Do you have
either
any
you're
other-
gonna take his word, and with Mr. Hall, let me stay over here. I've been asked not to come too far that way before.
You're
So,
okay.
I've been asked not to, I've been asked here to come under appellate conformance. I specifically showed up, because I put my paperwork in. Now, I believe this officer,
Objection to what
Okay.
he believes that's not.
okay, now that's,
Sustained.
I thank you for that, because now you're questioning my beliefs.
No,
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 you're
we're
not
not.
allowed to say your beliefs at this time. You're supposed to be asking questions of the witness, if
Right.
you want to. You're abusing everybody's time here by violating all of the procedures. They told you you're only supposed to ask questions to him. If you want to make a statement, you can do that later.
Okay.
Now you ask questions
Okay.
of him.
Did you track me?
sustained. Go ahead.
Okay. Were you trained in the Ohio Constitution?
I don't know what you're referring to, sir.
Were you given classes at the police academy about the Ohio Constitution?
Objection, irrelevant.
I'll sustain that.
were you given, do you know the United States Constitution that you're sworn to uphold?
Sustained.
How can I ask if he's upholding the
Well,
Constitution?
he doesn't know. He knows what he's authorized to do, and he's done it, and he said to me, as the judge here, here's what I did, Judge. So it's gonna be up to me to decide
Okay.
the issues of constitutionality and all of those things.
Okay. So it's your personal belief that I was speeding.
Was that a statement or a question?
Is it your personal belief that I was speeding?
Yes.
So you made a personal complaint.
You can object, it doesn't make any sense within the context of this situation.
And I agree, the word personal is not relevant in this. An official complaint in his capacity as a police officer, you can ask him that. Did you cite Mr. Svoboda as in your capacity as a police officer for the city of Middleburg Heights for speeding on May 29th?
Yes, I did.
All right.
So you said you were on the opposite side of the road, facing the wrong way, facing up a hill, and you saw only me on the road, and your radar was pointing backwards, so you could catch me. Is that usually the way the radars are pointed?
It's a compound question.
Right.
Okay.
Several questions.
Okay, is your radar pointed backwards?
I have a radar in the front of the car and one in the back of the car.
Okay, and I was the only one on the road.
That's my recollection, yes.
Okay, and I was going an unreasonable and unprudent speed.
You're going in excess of the posted speed limit.
Is that unreasonable and, or not prudent?
In excess of the speed limit is unreasonable.
Oh, so the speed limits are written in stone? Are the speed limits written in stone?
Objection.
Sustained. That's an illusory question, you know.
Well, under your Ohio regulations, it says that you're only supposed to go for the condition of the road, the traffic, and the condition of your car, and the condition of yourself. That's why it's called assured clear distance. Now,
Objection, that's not what the charge is.
And it's not a
that's
strict
speeding.
distance. Right,
That's the
speeding.
definition of speeding.
That's right.
Did you see any commerce in my car?
Objection, irrelevant.
Sustained.
Okay. Well, Your Honor, it seems that I'm not going to get anywhere here with what I know, but I would like a transcript of this proceedings.
You can contact the bailiff, and he'll gladly provide you a transcript of the proceedings today.
Okay. Since the papers were submitted to Middleburg Heights Court, I would like to know why, at this point, I was not properly my appearance in court was not properly answered.
All right, is a petition for records for Middleburg Heights, and we could go through them all at this point. I think, Mr. Hall, you probably had divined that much of this information was irrelevant to today's proceedings, is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, so for example, if we go, service records, for Officer Meyerholtz, service records, complaints or discipline actions, police academy records, and that sort of thing, and radar instruction. A lot of that information is not kept by the city of Middleburg Heights and most cities, so it's not there possibly anyway. In any event, much of that information is irrelevant, other than you could have asked him about that today.
For the record, I didn't get the document that you're reading from now, Your Honor.
This document? You don't
Right.
have that?
Correct.
Okay, did you submit that to the Middleburg Heights Mayor's Court, Mr. Swoboda?
Yes, I did. Officer, are
You
you,
never submitted to me, though.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not an attorney.
I didn't say you were.
Thank you.
That's very odd.